Welcome to 2002-2003 Part 1. But first, some unfinished business. A few memories from 2002 before a summer seldom out of the headlines. Another addition to the Alec Chamberlain Trophy cabinet. A well-deserved award, particularly special because it's voted for by the fans. Fans who were in for quite a summer, watching as dramas unfolded at Vicarage Road and coming back for pre-season to find a new man in charge.
Congratulations. They say football's a funny old game, but the last few weeks things certainly have moved.
Nothing surprises me. Been in it a long time, so you know, I knew I had a fair chance of the job because the club kept me informed all the way through the interview procedure. So I knew I'd got through the first stage, knew I was in with a fair shout on the second. Was told I was in the final two a week or so ago. All I can say is that I'm absolutely delighted.
Does it help that this isn't an unknown? You perhaps feel slightly different approaching this job, as if you just walked in from another club, that you know you do have the knowledge of Watford Football Club, you know the people?
I think it's a slight advantage. I think certainly being on the inside is better than probably coming, but from the outside. But last year I had a funny role because I didn't really see too many first team matches. I see the midweek home games here, but didn't see. So I've really got to know the players in terms of how they are, how they play. I've got a fair idea of most of them, but there's some that have been injured that probably I haven't seen this at all since I've been here. So I've got some work to do just to get to know the players. But I think undoubtedly it's a help being here.
There's a lot that's gone on, not necessarily any of it that we expected at the last game of the season against Gillingham, but for reasons that I think fairly well documented. We've had to change our management, and we're delighted with Ray Lewington, who's the new manager, and also obviously there have been some changes at the board of directors as well, with Elton deciding to resign as chairman and director.
Given the state of the club was public at the time of the manager vacant situation, you must have been very pleased, I guess, with the quality of the applicant for the manager's job, because you made clear that Ray was your number one choice, but he's beaten a pretty strong field.
Yeah, we were delighted, but I think that Watford is still perceived, and quite rightly perceived, as as a reasonably big club with a great amount of potential and a very, very good opportunity for a manager that wants to perhaps step up. That was borne out by the number of people that we actually saw and interview. And also, by the way, there are a number of people who applied for the job that we didn't interview. So it's been a very popular post for people to apply for, and that doesn't surprise me, because our problems that we've had over the last two months or so are short-term problems that we're dealing with, and when we're through them, we will be a much stronger club and organisation for having had the experience.
And approaching the First Division, which as last season showed, all right, Manchester City in the end ran away, but behind Manchester City you could have thrown a blanket over about 8 or 9 in March. Do you see it as being a similar sort of league this year?
Yeah, I think it's wide open. I think that you look at the sides that have come down, they're obviously going to be favourites to go back up. I think that's the same every season, and they'll be strong, there's no doubt about that. But the sides that I see last year, I did see quite a lot of the other sides going around assessing, was that there are very little between perhaps the playoff positions and right down to 7th or 8th from bottom. What we've got to do is make sure that we've got a team spirit that in games will win us things when we've perhaps not played well. And if we can get the spirit and the work rate and everyone knows their jobs right, then I think that we are definitely in with a shout.
Spirit and work rate. The Lewington ethos readily and willingly embraced by the players on the training field. The fixture list had thrown up Leicester away on day one, and Lewington also trying to add within the restricted resources available. His priority, a new defender.
Right, okay then, let's go for it.
The spirit, though, crucial in the Lewington era.
You all together.
For you, Sean, it's been a strange sort of summer, what with obviously being aware that you were able to move clubs. But I guess when Watford came in, it wasn't a hard decision, was it?
No, that's right. It came in. It all happened quite quick, actually. I got a phone call, kind of probably the Wednesday or Thursday. Was round here straight away, had a medical, and that was it. It was all done.
And it's not totally into the unknown, because clearly when you were playing in the First Division last season, you must have known quite a few of the players. Yeah,
that's right. I didn't know anyone personally here, but I've played against plenty of them, through various different clubs and down the years. And I know there's a lot of ability here. And now we have to, put that to good use on a Saturday.
In what is a wide open division in most people's view, including yours?
Well, definitely, especially with the turnaround in football this year financially, and clubs having to reassess their position. So not a lot of transfers have been going on between many different clubs, including here. So I think it's a different kind of season this season, where a lot of clubs will be working with what they've got, and it will see who produces the best out of what they've got.
Consistency the key word, I presume.
Definitely, I don't think you can do it without that. I think consistency comes with pulling together as a unit and working very hard for one another. And then I always think your ability shows through after that. Everybody.
Is the approach slightly different? Because there are times when you felt that perhaps generosity cost you.
Yeah, I think it is. I think we was a bit lightweight last year as well. We tried to look pretty instead of getting through the ball and getting a few tackles in. This year that'll definitely happen. we'll get the ball forward quicker and get the ball in the box, and hopefully we'll get a few tackles flying in.
Because I imagine, when the day of reckoning comes in sort of March, April, and you look back, these early games, all that anybody will remember about them is won, lost or draw. Yeah, how you won the game will simply sort of disappear from the memory.
Yeah, we all want to play good football, but the main aspect really is to win games. It doesn't matter how we win. If we win by scoring a goal last minute and it's an own goal, that'll not bother us as long as we get 3 points. And that's what it's going to be this year. We've got to work hard to the 90th minute, and if we score 90th minute and we don't concede, that's what we're going to be looking for.
Simply a case of keeping players out of the treatment room and using that as a catalyst?
Well, I think that'll be a big part of it, because I know there was a lot of injury troubles here last year, and obviously you don't want to be, losing too many players, and especially it might be some of your best players that you lose. I think it's an all-round thing. I think everyone here, through these awkward times, needs to pull together, and that's from the supporters right the way through the team, the management, every single person who's anything to do with Watford. If we get that kind of teamwork right, I think that the club can go places.
Pre-season was to last a month, ending at Vicarage Road in the Nigel Gibbs testimonial, and a chance to welcome back some old stars, united in saluting a Hornets legend.
John, what a day for Nigel, and a great honour, a great tribute to him that you made the effort to come down today.
Testimonials, I think this is probably going to be one of the last testimonials, because you're not going to have that kind of loyalty in football anymore. Obviously players move on with freedom of contract and what have you, but Nigel really deserves everything he gets. Not only was he a fantastic servant, he's also a very, very nice person, and that's more important. He's a local boy, Watford is in his blood, he gave everything for Watford, so it meant nothing to me, and the majority of players here are coming back and play for Nigel.
The years you played with him in the team, was it like a reassuring presence, his name at number 2, because you knew he was that steady a player?
Well, at Liverpool they used to like to call the fullbacks the steady eddies. You know how reliable he was. Much better coming forward, and much better player that was given credit for. When you have players who are very steady and reliable, it tends to detract from their quality. Nigel was a very, very good player. His right had a great right foot. The balls he used to play down the line, the balls he played inside, the crosses he puts in was fantastic. Nigel was a very, very good player, but his consistency is what people obviously remember him for, and he was a fantastic, consistent player.
You're obviously looking forward to having a run out in front of the supporters here again. Are you any trepidation given the quality of the opposition?
I don't know who the opposition are. I know the team, but I don't know who's actually playing for them. But if they're anything like me or any of the other veteran players, shall we say, in here, I don't think it'll be too hard for either team. I don't think there's going to be a lot of running around going in. And I think that maybe I'm hoping to be one of the younger ones. Obviously, you have Jimmy Gilligan, Ian Richardson, Gary Porter, who are my age. But to be honest with you, I don't know who's playing for them, so don't frighten me.
For Gibbs, it was a wonderful reunion with 2 other favourite sons, Blissett and Barnes, reunited as well, and how the supporters enjoyed the occasion.
And now for Barnes. Gibbs. Forward to Malcolm Allen. That's nicely done, and that's the first goal. Ian Richardson forward of him, and Jimmy Gilligan has made an onside run, forcing Matt Holliman quickly across to try and close him down. This is Ian Richardson, who might fancy a go, and makes it 2-0. Memories come flooding back. And the chance for somebody to crown themselves with a moment of glory, and that man is Martin Owen. So it's 2-1. Support arrives in the shape of John Barnes, and this is Gibbs on the overlap. If he were to score, it really would be a bit special, and all that's happened is that Adrian Spender has put the ball into his own net. Allen. This is Gibbs. And Gilligan, good save by Pereyra. Adrian Spender across. Blissett still going. Trevor Putney takes aim, and the goalkeeper again comes to the rescue. And Panos Fellas hasn't got, and Malcolm Allen has. And again, Pereyra makes his 3rd. Excellent save. Ian Richardson's ball in. Nigel Gibbs loitering with intent. It's not away yet. Steve Terry. And in the end, it's gone in. Now, will Steve Terry claim it? I think he probably will. Double deflection. But it's 4-1.
Understand, Zenya.
Steve, are you pleased to be part of a special occasion today?
Yeah, very pleased, because Nigel's done well. Look, 20 years to be anywhere is a good achievement. It was good to see all the lads again in the game today. Really enjoyed it.
Luther, how special is Nigel Gibbs? You know how special this club is, but how special is Nigel?
Nigel's Watford through and through. I mean, he's been here sort of boy and man, isn't he, really? And he's been different classes. He's been very loyal. He's someone you can rely on. You can trust him. And if he says he's going to do something, he does it, which I think is first class.
Steve, did you enjoy running out again onto the surface? The fans give you a great reception.
Yeah, really enjoyed. I didn't think, you did say run? Right, well, I didn't run. I don't run. I never used to run anyway, but I enjoyed getting that to the goal near the end. I enjoyed it. Yeah, very good.
Luke, looking forward to today's game and seeing Nigel perhaps play one last part on the surface.
I am, yeah, because I mean, I remember his first one at QPR when he actually broke his toe and he was out for about 2 months or so with it. And now his last one against Tottenham, I think, fantastic, another London club, and it's a great finale to a fantastic career for him.
So after the all-star hors d'oeuvre, the main course, and one last chance for a curtain call.
Foley, Gale and Cox are the three, and it'll be Foley! Just wide. The Irishman taking the responsibility for Cox. Tottenham have got substitutions, including Christian Ziege. Right, they're going to unleash the heavy artillery, because I think Teddy Sheringham is stripped up as well over there. And possibly Bortolotto is going to be one to come off, and they might find themselves a goal down. Hyde, good save by Sullivan. Hyde again, and this time it is a goal kick.
As the match continued, the chance to test the Vicarage Road voices. First, welcoming back the injured hero, Richard Johnson. And then an even louder cheer. The man sporting the number not of his age, but of his year's service, literally bringing the house down.
Ziege. Set plays very much his speciality. That's a great cross, and Chamberlain can't get, and Tim Sherwood has won it for Tottenham right at the end. 3 minutes from time.
I suppose you almost have to go out and get yourself another video cabinet to record days like this. That must be one very, very special day.
It went very, very well. I'm really pleased with the turnout. I can't thank the fans enough, and also Glenn Hoddle for bringing the Spurs team down. I think it was a really enjoyable day. Started off with the pre-game with the ex-Watford boys, and you know, they really, really enjoyed it. And obviously to get on in the Watford Spurs match was a dream come true for me.
And they gave you such a reception. I mean, is it even more special for you, 20 years? Because, all right, it's all right to say 20 years at one club, but people forget you were born just up the road from here. You're a Hertfordshire boy.
That's right, and I supported them as a boy as well. You know, they were my team. So when that happens and you become a professional, the team you support, it's a fantastic thing. And obviously to be here for 20 years is, you know, when I first started out, I never even thought that I was going to get a pro contract. So obviously my ambition and that was to become a Watford player, and eventually I got there, and I've really enjoyed every minute, and I don't regret not moving on at all.
They all said amen to the news Gibbs was staying in the backroom staff. New team, new stadium. The Walkers Stadium for day one against Leicester City. Nielsen trying a cross, but as it still goes. And the cross goes in, and Dean, it's 1-0. And Brian Dean's header rewards the pressure. Dyche having to really work hard And Leicester coming forward again. This is Scowcroft. And again, right the way through, and it's 2-0. Bounce might force Gale back, and Cox, and Chamberlain so sharp, really needed to be. They're throwing men forward, and Chamberlain again. Taggart this time. Off the woodwork. Really is a one-way tide at the moment. And Chamberlain again. Coming across well as Benjamin came in. The reaction from both these sides after the weekend going to be so interesting. This is Smith, and Nielsen looks for Foley, Glass, and in the end it's cleared away. Hand, Ardley back in, and they were queuing for it, and Warner had to punch it away. Glass might be responsible. Good save by Warner. Quite happy to take the responsibility. Goalkeeper at full stretch. Tottenham's free kick. And plenty of players forward. Gale back helping out. Away by Nielsen and Eiffel. Chamberlain makes sure. Nielsen. Maybe it'll open up for him. Not like that, he won't, and that's Livermore. And this could be trouble. Mr. Dean wants words. He's already had a yellow card. And he will get a second, followed by the red. Millwall must complete it with 10 men. Bundled Nielsen over, and the referee says enough. Ledley's corner, and it was Cox's header. How close was that? Nielsen back in. And eventually Millwall clear. But it isn't away yet. Nothing cut away. And the final ball doesn't trouble Warner. There was controversy in this fixture last year. And Davis has given Smith the chance. Well, he didn't get the shot on target. Paul Heel sent off in the fixture. It was subsequently revoked. And Davis did well. Good flying header by Webber. Wellington's throw. And here's an opportunity. And it's 1-0 Wimbledon. It's Adam Nowland. Not picked up in the inside right channel. And the throw. Knocked on for Webber. 1-1. And how nice when they do them on the training ground and they work on the pitch. But both back headers, in fact, were Wimbledon's. So keen to impress against his old club. And there's the header from Robinson. Watford into the lead. And that's for the new arrival. in the Robinson household. Great cross. Didn't he jump well? Headed back in. And Damien Francis has made it 2-2. Knocked on. Williams didn't get Nielsen. Absolute cracker. An absolute rocket. And has that won the points finally? Bang!
Ray Lewington, it's always nice to get the first win in the wins column.
Yeah, we made hard work of it, didn't we? I thought we deserved to win, but you know, 2-1 up, and you think they haven't created anything for a long time, and then a quick free kick catches us out, 2-2. Thankfully for us, we went down the other end and caught them a little bit asleep, and got the 3 points, which I think we deserved.
As a manager, you must be delighted that the heads didn't drop when the equaliser went in.
Well, the one thing we haven't shown in 3 games so far is lack of spirit, and that's very important. It goes a long way and might get us out of tricky situations like today and turn 1 point into 3. So, you know, it's a big factor, and I'm pleased with the spirit. There was certain aspects of the game I wasn't pleased with, but you know, as long as everyone's giving 100%, you know, we can go a long way on that.
Okay. Paul Robinson, you like scoring against Wimbledon. You scored against them here last season and again today, and a good win for Watford.
Yeah, definitely. It was a big win for us today. We had a bad start against Leicester, and we got a good result against Millwall. We had a 0-0 draw, and then we've come here today knowing that it's going to be another hard game, and grinded out 3 points.
And you yourself, that was a goal celebration there. It looked like you were rocking a baby. What's that all about?
Yeah, I did indeed. My wife and I just had a little baby boy, 7 weeks old, so it was nice to score for them who was in the crowd today.
Yes. And how do you think the team's now together under your new manager?
The team's had great team spirit from the start. Obviously, with the bad start, though, you can get down a bit. But we've picked ourselves up on Tuesday against Mill, as we said, and now we've come out here and we've shown our team spirit. We've grinded out, we've got back to 2-2, and we fought out and got a 3-2 win. So the team spirit's there, and hopefully now we've got a week break and then look forward to Portsmouth.
Such a good start of Portsmouth for this season. Really amazing to think how poor they were right at the back end of last. This is Jason Crowe. Still going, and down he goes. It's a penalty. Mr. Cooper points to the spot. Merson against Chamberlain. 1-0. Going to try it. They come forward. Every time they come forward they look threatening, and Todorov doubles the lead and went back, still under pressure. Challenge was by Cox, and it wasn't made, and the chance for Burton makes it 3-0. Robinson. Interception again, and Merson! Brilliant goalkeeping. Nielsen's jump. Pushed down, no, says the referee. Hyde. The ball across. And Nielsen looks to have said something. It's a yellow card from Mr. Cooper. And he said something else. And Nielsen is in real trouble here. And whatever he said, he's earned an early bath from Mr. Cooper. Watford's day is complete. One of each for Watford in the opening 3 games, and then the Sky cameras came to call. And what a day they picked. Again, the need to set the stall out early. Nielsen. This is Webber and Glass. Right foot. And the man who got 2 at Highfield Road last year gets the first one here. Great pass by Webber. Glass with the right foot into the bottom corner. Glass. Smith. Coventry at the moment with very little to go on by way of possession and relying on Hildegard's save. Gale. That's great. Smith. How close was that? Lovely ball by Gale. Smith. Now Webber. The challenge was missed by Walsh. And Webber still goes. Smith for the return. This could be a great goal. Wonderful stuff. A case of I've started, so I'll finish. Webber back in. Smith looks up. Hildegard advances. Smith wins that battle. Robinson on. Every time Watford come forward, Coventry press the panic button. Webber, that's wonderful. And that is finishing straight out of the top drawer. Smith for Glass. Look at this piece of skill. And a wonderful finish. Nielsen. Robinson on the overlap. Opportunity knocks. Didn't come for Webber. Nielsen. It was only delayed. And Nielsen made it 4. Going in for Webber. Hyde. Robinson. Smith. Robinson. It's 5. Again, a well-taken goal. Gary McAllister having a pretty severe introduction to management here. This is Lee Hughes. And that's a good ball and a good goal. It's Gary McSheffrey. Oh, the dummy was good. Coventry finishing with a flourish, even though it's only going to be academic, surely. Eustace makes it 5-2.
Let's see a smile. It must be a really delightful feeling.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, the mood in the dressing room is that, you know, there's a few arguments going on because we realised that we soured a brilliant performance with 2 sloppy goals at the end. But for 80 minutes we were marvellous. I couldn't ask for no more. We talked about the thing on Sunday after the game at Portsmouth. We were very disappointed in ourselves because of the way we attempted to play. We tore the script up and everyone was doing their own thing. But today we stuck to the scripts. Everyone has contributed. You know, 11 great performances really. As I say, the only it just slightly soured by the 2 goals at the end. The good thing that I was really pleased with was that 5 different scorers. Which was very, very nice to see. It means that midfield players are getting in the box. It means that wing-backs are getting forward, and that was pleasing to see today.
I'd hate to know what you'd have said to Tommy Smith at half-time if that one hadn't gone in, because I mean, he's had 2 great chances and they just haven't run for him. And there was, I suspect, a smile as much of relief as anything when he finally hit the back of the net.
Yeah, to be fair, I've said to Tom, just keep getting there. If you miss, I'll go with you. When you stop getting there, you know, then I've got a problem. But I was delighted for Tom. I thought we put a lot into the game. You know, we really could have been 3-0 up before we scored. But, you know, as long as they keep getting there to miss, you know, I'll go with them.
Was there a touch of relief that finally it went in after the two that just didn't run with you in the box earlier?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was going to be one of those days, but I was determined to score that one, and it was a bit of relief, but I was confident I'd get a goal.
First of the season, and for every striker, you know, to get off the mark for the season, it's always, you know, even more important, isn't it?
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the longer it goes without a goal, the more pressure's built up upon you. So it was just fantastic to get off the mark today.
On Mulrine, Hyde, and suddenly it opens up, and the deflection is too much for Chamberlain, and McVeigh has put them in front. Playing the ball really. He moved around at speed. Roberts, he's gone down and scores at the second attempt. Against his old club. Dyche likes to go forward when opportunity knocks. Nielsen and Robinson. Referee's given the free kick, and Robinson could be in trouble here. And is red card for the Watford left back. Not happy, but he has to go. And Watford down to 10. Ryan's free kick. And they pay the full price. 65 minutes in. Nielsen. Goes through. Foley. Well, what's the referee going to do here? Foley. Penalised for the foul, and he's been booked. And Mr. Danson's hands in his pocket again. And Foley's off. Watford down to 9. Well, would you believe it? Gain for Mulrine. And Nielsen this time. Chamberlain's hand is not enough. Right the way across from the corner. Again, Cox and Dyche loiter with intent when they can. This is Darren Rack. Having to regroup at the back. And it comes right the way through. Good save by Chamberlain. Really excellent piece of goalkeeping. He saw the whites in his eyes. McNamee. And he turn it. Robinson in. Smith challenged by Carbon. McNamee once more. Smith at last. What a ball by McNamee. And Smith accepts it with alacrity. Great cross. And suddenly, Sonner manhandles him right under the referee's nose. He's got to go, surely. I cannot believe Mr. Penton has any option. No, he doesn't. Extraordinary. And Sonner wants the afters. Dyche with a good header. Suddenly there might be an opening. Walsall have pushed players forward, and Foley's in here. Can he finish it? Yes. off last week. On target this. And that wraps it up surely.
Tommy, 2 goals in 2 games here at Vicarage Road. Your season's really getting going now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, hopefully. It's obviously nice to get on the score sheet, but we're playing really well at home, and that's the main thing at the moment, really. We've just got to try and take that into our away form now.
Unbeaten at home, obviously an important stat. When the day of reckoning comes in April, how important is home form going to be? As it goes, you know, if you can stay unbeaten right the way through the season, that's got to be the base for any promotion assault, correct?
Well, of course. I mean, you know, really, you want to make your home ground a fortress. You know, it's an old adage, but it's true. You know, all the teams that are very successful seem to have a very good home record, and then they usually pick up points away from home and, you know, nick scruffy games. The real pleasing point out today for me is that it was a scruffy game and we come out victorious. I think we can compete with anyone when it's a good game and it's open football, free-flowing football. When it's a tight game like today, they're the ones we need to win. They can make the difference in being successful.
Well done with your own performance and well done to the team today.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Robinson's throw. Smith. And hand. Emberson waves it on its way. Now the opening. Oh, brilliantly done. Took aim. And Matthew Spring has scored a stunning goal. Spring again. Now Howard. It's 2. Hardly. Foley. Hardly again. And Emberson has to concede the corner. Looks at the man in front of him, Emberson boys. Nice sharp. Just over the top. McNamee turned the game against Walsall when he came on as a substitute. Now Hyde. Still going. That's nicely done. Foley! Watford back in it. Nice checking. Howard to seal it. Good save by Chamberlain. Hardly. Punishment for jumping. McNamee back in. He might have another chance. The better of Boyce. McNamee in again. Foley. So after cup defeat to Nottingham Forest. Forest unbeaten at home, Watford pointless away. Home banker. Don't you believe it? There's the ball across. And Cox! Well, the Forest fans booing the initial decision. And now they can boo the consequences. It was a fairly rough challenge. And that was even rougher by Prutton. The referee has got a red card in his hand. Oh, and another desperate challenge by Leicester on Ardley. And he's off as well. To try and create around the edge of the area. Final ball for Danny Webber. Aston rebuilding, of course, with David Moyes having gone and Craig Brown in to replace him. This is Nielsen. Now maybe Robinson. Now who got a touch on that? It's Robinson's goal, I think. I don't think anybody touched it. Again, the pressure working for them. Fuller. Good save. Needed to be and was. Chamberlain getting his body behind the line of it. Webber kept it in play. This is Graham Alexander. And Webber again! Goalkeeper Moylan at full stretch. And they've misjudged it! And it's 1-1. Richard Cresswell squares it for North End. Up to 7th place and within sight of the playoff places as Crystal Palace came to Vicarage Road in mid-September. Hardly made such an impression since arriving. Helgason, and he's given the penalty. It was Popovic's challenge. No! Now working it nicely. And here's an opportunity for Palace. And Mullins makes the most of it. Will it be Ardley, I wonder? He's shaping for it! What a strike by Neil Ardley! Some way this to open your account for your new club. Wonderful goal. Ardley, confidence buoyed by that goal. Webber, Leeds confidence boosted after the penalty miss. Doyley, Nielsen and Hyde. 2-1. Hyde's first of the season as well. Granville. 2-2. Nice. This is Hyde. Looking for Helgason. Now Nielsen. Again, he got in the box. Friedman. Plenty of chances in this half. And Mullins puts Palace ahead. Webber. Watford need a positive start to this second period. Lovely skills. Helgason. 3-3 within a minute of the restart. Great ball by Webber. Beware of flying Icelanders. Friedman again. Off the bar. Is there no end to the drama? Hyde blocks this time. And Chamberlain claims. Header away was by Popovic. This is Hyde. Watford with plenty forward. Hardly one of them. Good save by Kalincoat. And Ratledge has gone on. Whistle had gone. And what is the referee going to his pocket for? Well, I don't believe it. Well, he says that Ratledge kicked the ball away, which means that the youngster is sent off for a second yellow card. Well, that's nonsense.
Neil, if I'd have said to you you weren't going to score your first goal for this club with a fantastic strike like that, would you believe me?
Yeah, I'd have been confident that would have been the right thing. No, I just fancied it. It's one of them things. Sometimes we had a saying last season where if you fancied a free kick, whoever really thought they had a chance would take it. And I just really fancied it. And I said to Neil Cox, who took a couple last week, that I did. And, you know, it's worked out well.
Get the distinct impression you're loving this place, aren't you?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, really enjoying it. Good set of lads. And I believe we've got the team to challenge for the top 6 here.
You more like that back on the training ground Monday at the end of a session? Will we see another 5 minutes worth?
No, I think I'll better just save them for Saturdays, otherwise the lads will be on my back. So
well done, mate.
Cheers, thanks.
Again, they're coming forward in numbers. Alisson! Great start for United. They're really sprinting through. And this time he's gone all the way through. And that's a penalty. Helgason went down. And Jagielka goes off. Chris Foy says penalty. Cox. Right the way across, Helgason. 2-1. Well taken, goal 2. Low cross, near post, into the net. And Hyde played the man, and he's already been booked. And Hyde is off as well. It's 10 aside at Bramall Lane. And so to October, the fixture list looking inviting, with 3 of the teams at the bottom of the table due to visit Vicarage Road. Hyde. This is Ardley. Jump by Helgason for Nielsen. Would you believe it? He's put it wide. Again, nice work down the left side. Last this time. And Webber. Kuipers doing well. Nielsen. And Kuipers hasn't. And it's a costly blunder. Helgason scores. 3-3. And again, the pressure. This time a real opportunity. And a first-rate save by Chamberlain. Brighton fighting hard. But the chance now for Nielsen. Missed one earlier. Good save by Kuipers. The long road back from the treatment room.
Well done, mate. It's just nice to have you back, and it must be a huge feeling of relief tonight.
Yeah, it was a great reception I got as well, and I thank the fans for that. It was, like you say, just a relief. It's been a long time for me, so it was great to get a run out.
You just said in the commentary, I think seconds after you came on and Watford won a corner, I said, please may this be headed away to the man at the edge of the box, but they don't make fairy stories anymore, do they?
No, not really. I was just glad to get on there, you know. If one dropped to me, you know, I had a crack, but it wasn't to be, but I was just glad that I got on there.
I know it means a lot to you to know that the fans still, you know, soon at the name Richard Johnson, it does something for them.
Yeah, that's right. It's horrible with long-term injuries because you don't feel part of anything, especially last season where you couldn't take part in anything, you just had to watch. But now that I'm fit again and my knee's holding up, I'll be glad if I can take a bigger part.
And Cox on the end of it. Ardley's corner. And still it might come for Foley. 1-0 Watford. 12 minutes gone. And that's just the start they wanted. Barnard's ball. Glass away. This is Caldicott. And the substitute quite happy to have a go. Glass. Good save by the goalkeeper. And the defender on hand was George Santos. Glass. Still going. The Flying Scot opens it up for Webber. And he waited too long. Caldicott again. Grimsby with plenty forward. This is Poughton. Deflected for a corner. Gain for Smith. And he's got the right side of the defender. Good night, Grimsby. 2-0 in the last minute. Kept his nerve. Ward could do nothing. Neither could the goalkeeper. This is Sidimi. And it's 1-0. Forward again from Nosworthy. Essenthaler. 2-0 from Guillapour. James profiting. Oh, that's brilliantly done. Right at the end. He's sealed it in style. Ardley. Glenn Quinn trying to cover back, but this is Ardley again. And the ball might come for Robinson. Had to hit it first time. Nielsen. Again looks for the angle. Looks for the runner. Who is Danny Webber. Webber still going. That's nice. Sibon off the bar. Right. This is Ardley. Again the cue. Cox, good save. Pressman did well. Nielsen. We're all queuing for it. Doyley. Doyley! Good save. What a moment that would have been. And this is a very worrying moment. Seemed innocuous. But Webber has not moved. A man who has made a masterful impression. Robinson. Helgason. I like the car in the film I used to watch as a youngster. He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. It's a wonderful cross. Helgason again. Still going. Good save by Pressman. Glass. Glass again. On Knight's corner. And somehow How did Kuki not score? Robinson, Glass the chase. They want the second to secure it. Glass across, and it hit the defender Nielsen. Helgeson, it won't go in. Watford solitary blip this month on their travels, but that's a good start. And Helgeson has scored 17 minutes in. Stoke piling the pressure on, and Chamberlain has to be alert. The effort was by Carl Henry. Mooney. Good block by Chamberlain. And in the end, the goalkeeper is relieved. Neil Cutler. And Cox. Where had all the markers gone? Well, those who haven't seen it, seeing Cox on the score sheet, would have thought that it was a header. Now another opportunity. Smith goes wide, and wide again. This is Mark Goodfellow's ball. They're trying to work some sort of opening, Stoke. But Watford defending this 2-goal lead. Mooney! Make that a 1-goal lead. Ray Lewington wins Manager of the Month for 4 wins in 5 in October, which ends with the Hornets in 4th and the entry of the Wolves. Kane worked across. Helgeson's touch. Murray makes the save. Glass. Peppering in the shots. Glass again. Straight at the goalkeeper this time. Now, Helgeson, good save, Murray. Clearance completed by Paul Ince. And this time it's in. And it's Neil Cox at last. And they're singing in the rain. Cox's header into the corner. How much more can Wolves do? They've done it. Deflected again in stoppage time. Kevin Cooper. Such passion in such a small crowd. And now they've got reason for it. It's McIntosh. Hartley, Foley. Brilliant. Super header by Dominic Foley. Well, he's enjoying his best season in terms of goals. That's as good as any of them. Looking to turn. Cox has to quash. And it's in from Richie Barker. Rotherham back in front. which have really come out at the start of this second half, believing it can be theirs. Bent. This is Armstrong. Great strike. The deadlock is broken, and in style. And again they're stretched for Ryderson. Clapham. 2 in 5 minutes. The Suffolk punch. Nielsen. Helgeson knocked back. And Smith. Nielsen's corner. And we're all queuing up for it. Deflected for another one. Pennant this time. A home defeat, perhaps not the best way of ending. But remember all the good things in the first half of the season, during which one big Vicarage Road vacancy was filled. A new Graham, Simpson this time, as chairman.
The first 4 months of the season, we went through every emotion, really, haven't we?
We have indeed, yes.
It had started with, obviously, the club realising in the summer that changes had to be made. Talk us a little bit through the sort of the chronology of it, as it were.
Okay, Mike, well, the action when we realised we had a problem was towards the end of last season, when after ITV Digital. And I think the last 6 months, really, since about April, have been spent actually trying to solve the problem. And a couple of times we got very close to doing it, and then something else would happen which would make the hole even bigger. So gradually it just went on and on and on, until actually what you see happen when we made the announcement in September.
But out of adversity has come so much positive, a lot centring on the appointment of Ray Lewington. Now I know you were a man were hugely impressed with him.
I was indeed. Before we set out to do the interviews, we decided that we would do very in-depth interviews of all the managers that we felt could manage Watford, and we interviewed in total nine prospective candidates. Ray came out at the top of the list. His man management qualities, his motivational skills and his in-depth knowledge of football were excellent, and we were very pleased to appoint him.
The day you accepted the job at Watford, you'd never have thought the first 6 months were going to give you the sort of experiences that they have.
Well, it's certainly been topsy-turvy. I mean, I was always aware of the financial situation, probably not aware of how severe it was. But I knew that it was going to be a pretty tight ship and there wouldn't be too much money, or there would be no money to spend on players. But I was quite happy with the squad that we had, with the long-term injuries slowly coming back. And we have got some decent quality here. So I thought there was some to play with. But, you know, it's been exciting, it's been interesting, and... you know, we've had a different problem and a different high every week.
You talk about Ray's relationship with the players. You've obviously had a relationship with the players, and I know you've been absolutely amazed by how they've responded to you and your fellow directors.
I have indeed. I mean, it's been a fantastic response from the players and from the staff of Watford Football Club. It's a privilege to have known these people and to have them working with us, and what it's done, it's united everybody together, which is just what we wanted, but more than we hoped, to be honest.
And you had an amazing bunch of players. Talked to the chairman, he had a meeting with them, and you know, when it became clear exactly what the financial situation was. Has the spirit to some way been born out of that, do you think?
I think it has. I mean, bizarrely, I felt going into the meeting with the players that we was probably on thin ice. I didn't tell the chairman that. I said that I had enough faith in them, but really when you're asking players to take 12% cut, with really no guarantee you'll get the money back, and I don't think they're really expecting it, is that, you know, we went in and we were a little bit nervous. I think what says volumes for the players is that not only did they accept it, but within 48 hours it was all done and dusted, and they just got on with it. And I think that, you know, it just brought the players together. I think that the office staff and the coaching staff all taking the same cut just brought everyone together.
You've made no secret of the fact there was a lot of work to do, but how much heart do you take from the fact that the message has been clear through so many things, with the players and the supporters. We're all in this together.
I take a tremendous heart, Mike. I think we really are moving forward quite rapidly, and the feeling of the united feeling at Watford is something which gives me great pleasure, and I feel we have an excellent chance to move into the 21st century as a very special club.
Speaking on this video, the chairman made the point, the most important thing is we're all in this together. Board, management, staff, players, supporters. You obviously feel part of that very special bond as well.
I think you've got to be. The only way that we're going to go forward now is for everyone to roll their sleeves up. You know, there's going to be bad performances, it's going to be frustrating from our part when we can't sign players, we're going to have injuries. Whatever happens, whatever's thrown at us, we've got to dust ourselves down and make sure that we're back next week and having a go. And the spirit within the club is great, and you know, as long as we don't let the downside get to us too much, I think that we can go forward. It's not going to be easy. There's still plenty of problems financially, but I think we can go forward and eventually come out of it a stronger club.
The stories so far. New manager, new message, new arrivals.
Congratulations. They say football's a funny old game, but the last few weeks things certainly have moved.
Nothing surprises me. Been in it a long time, so you know, I knew I had a fair chance of the job because the club kept me informed all the way through the interview procedure. So I knew I'd got through the first stage, knew I was in with a fair shout on the second. Was told I was in the final two a week or so ago. All I can say is that I'm absolutely delighted.
The message seemed to be getting through early doors. Some memorable moments, reinforcements on the pitch. Goals to savour. I just asked Coventry City how they felt about Spank Holiday at the Vicarage. We pick up the story of the season in mid-November. Watford in 8th place, 31 points. A first ever trip to the Majeski Stadium. This is hand, and it's in. And no. Now what's the referee given? He's given a penalty for handball. Cox denied by Hanneman. Robinson back in.
And the opportunity for Nielsen. And that won't count either. Reading at this stage, you've got to say, have ridden their luck somewhat. It's not a bad clearance away. And Watson deflected in. Now the opportunity for Pennant, and this time Helgeson makes it count. 6 minutes before half-time. Cross from the left, he jumped so high, he beat the lot of them, and Watford are in front. Then Little. Now the opportunity for West, and drilled in and off the line. Taylor can't believe it. Great work by the Watford captain. And Smith this time. And in the end, he's brought down by Mark McGregor. Olivier in consultation with the linesman, and the card is red. McGregor goes. And Watford have the chance from the penalty to double their lead. Ray Olivier talked to his assistant. Smith, as things die down, makes it 2. 20 minutes to go. This is West. And this time the ball is off by Cox and back in by Taylor. So Cox, at the second time of asking, couldn't save it. Early chance then from the corner. And Morris! And the Rams get the start they wanted. Gained plenty forward, and Riggott, it's 2, and it's another corner that's undone Watford. Derby playing with the confidence you might expect from a side that are 2 up. This is Christie. Now the opportunity for laying the ball across, and Burton. There's no way back now. Ipswich were the only side who'd won at Watford so far during the season. Again, looking to perhaps work an opening. Oh, he's got himself! What a strike by Miller. There's always that flow to the sides that Joe Royle lines up, and they've got plenty forward in this attack as well. And he's on the charge, and go all the way, Naylor! It's 2. Didn't close him down. Watford need to strike back, and strike back quickly. Play on, says the referee, and Smith has made it 2-1. Maybe a lifeline so early in the second half. Certainly Watford right back in it. Again, using the flanks, using the width. And Ipswich coming forward again in numbers, and he couldn't hold it, Chamberlain. And it's Konago that makes it 3. 3-1. Back in. Oh, and a great header by Cox. So every time you think Watford are out of it, they come back. 3-2. Watford had committed themselves in search of this equaliser. And Bent! There's no way back now, surely. 4-2. flying, and the poor left-backs had no sort of luck at all. And this time the referee says play on. It did look as though it struck the defender's hand. Cannons has been the key man. He's been the supply line. They're drilled in again, and Nielsen just couldn't get on the end of it. It's been all one way so far. Now the chance for Jorgensen. Great stop by Chamberlain. Pennant. So again he backed off Emmanuel. And Pennant still going. Still going. And eventually the referee has given the penalty. Just as Bradford thought they'd held on. It's late. 89 minutes on my watch. And Mr. Butler's seen enough. Cox surely has won it. Last minute, 1-0 to Watford. Crowd has just been announced as 2,643. Which tells its own story, really. Now for Noel Williams. Arguably the best chance. Wimbledon have worked hard. Here's Connolly. Good block by Chamberlain. The old year was to end and the new begin with home games against the top two, starting with Leicester. Chased back by Wayne Brown and wide of the target. Could be a costly miss. Pulled Dick off. Right. Taking the game now. Pennant. Opportunity knocks. Corner results. For Pennant, he's the supply line. Pennant across, and Helgeson arrives. And Watford have the lead. Half an hour gone. 1-0 to the team in yellow. And that's didn't clear. Elliott, 1-1. Doesn't score too many with his feet. Took it like a centre forward. And Dean. Leicester ahead. 20 minutes into the second half. And the cannon, great stop by Chamberlain again. McNamee drilled in, and now for Hyde. Good block by the goalkeeper, Ian Walker. They deserve something from this Watford, but time almost up. Cox. The new year starts with a deluge. The match against Portsmouth in front of Sky's cameras just given the go-ahead. Game well worked for Dion Burton. Portsmouth have got plenty forward here. And the chance drilled in, well saved by Chamberlain, was from Nigel Kwasi. Played surprisingly well. Hyde. And in the end, it didn't run for Noel Williams. This is Jermaine Pennant. And this time it might run, and oh, how close can you be? Helguson far post. This game was kept together remarkably well in these conditions. Pennant skinned his man, and this time again. How did that stay out from Helguson? Portsmouth are aware that Watford really should be in front. Now again, Pennant once more. Still going, and in the end, Hyde has got it. And at last, the deadlock is broken. Empty to run forward. Todorov. And in the end, it's Burton who was there. And 3 minutes later, Portsmouth are level. Chamberlain clears. Not one of its best, and this might give Portsmouth another opportunity. Harper! 2-1. Was given a clear sight, but has taken it really well. Nelson. They, of course, have to go to Manchester United at the weekend, and they won't go there off the back of a win because Cox has levelled it. And surely now, Watford will get something from this game. So to the FA Cup, an away draw at Macclesfield. Who would have thought what it might lead to? This had awkward written all over it for Watford the moment the draw was made, and Helguson goes on! Maybe it isn't so awkward now. The crucial first goal from Hyder Helguson. Macclesfield are taking the game to Watford, much as you'd expect them to. Whittaker! Too close for comfort. And the second effort was from Matthew Tipton. Pennant, he did really well here, and he's finished it in style. And that surely is Watford's passport to round 4. Great skill. The wide open space of the Macclesfield back line. Wilson couldn't get his fingers to it. Again, Millwall with plenty forward. Claridge looked to try and get back and keep on side and gets the return. Unmarked as the ball was played back in by Paul Eiffel. And Millwall are leading by a goal to 0. Pennant. Still going. Noel Williams! Warner did well. Watford's problem all season on their travels has been putting the ball in the back of the net. This is Ardley. Now Hyde. And Helguson! Well, they've got to start taking chances like that. Ryan. And in! And I think that may be his first in the league. Robbie Ryan. This is Braniff. Plenty forward for Millwall here. Eiffel. Oh, Brown went the wrong way. And it's 3. Final whistle cannot come fast enough for Watford. And a 4th goal rubs the salt into the wound, and it's Sweeney that's got it. With an opportunity to play the ball through, and it was David Nielsen and Chamberlain having to work. Russell, and the header this time
Mulrine. So close. Pennant. And it's come for Nielsen. And Watford have the lead. Alan Nielsen waited. It sat up nicely for him. Pennant played the ball in. Norwich defence somewhat statuesque. Nielsen first time. 1-0. She wondered how significant the timing of that goal might have been. Mulrine in. And Cox, oh dear! Past his own keeper, and Norwich are level. They've competed well. And now the opportunity on the charge. Helgeson it is. Always eager, always available. McNamee's corner. Helgeson! And there was time. And surely that has settled it. 2-1 Watford, right at the death. And so to the FA Cup. Having been on one end of it, and a possible giant killer, Watford now trying to giant kill themselves. Murphy knows what it's like, of course, to play in the Premiership himself. Pennant has got round the back now. Quality cross required, and the header from Smith is over. And that was a good opportunity. Pennant. Return with Smith. Pennant again. It's not away. Helgeson. They're queuing up Nielsen. Pennant still not in and still not away. Nielsen's final effort. Hardly. Pennant on his travels again. The speedometer rising quickly. And Smith knocked over. And the referee has pointed to the penalty spot. Darren Moore, the player who committed the foul. Cox against Holt. Good save. Those sort of misses can be crucial. Robinson. Smith. He's done well again. Moore didn't get, and in the end, it's gone behind for the corner of, I think it was Andy Johnson. West Brom, you sense, would be quite happy for this to go to the Hawthorns for a replay. Nielsen. Great strike first time. Sat up for him and he had a go. Pennant. Ardley. Watford forward in numbers. Vanatza. But if the chance were to come, Hyde will clear. Helgeson. Nice work with Pennant. Helgeson on the run. And the rebound for Pennant. Now he's got Smith to his left and Helgeson to his right at last. That's a wonderful goal. And Helgeson puts Watford into the lead. And the First Division side have the advantage. Pennant had the vision to look up. And Helgeson finally breaks the West Brom rearguard. So suddenly, having thought they could take this to the Hawthorns, they've got to search for an equaliser. And Chamberlain hasn't. It's off the line by the substitute, Gavin Mart.
Tell us about your goal.
Well, I wasn't sure really that I would have the energy to run that hard forward, but luckily managed, and then Penn played me a great ball, and I was so relieved to see it in the net.
And the performance itself seems so full of confidence as a team.
Well, I thought we absolutely were all over them for about 85 minutes until they started to put up. We were sort of hanging on this 1-goal lead, but I thought we thoroughly deserved to win.
But Coventry City, having lost a man, will now be keen to ensure they don't lose any more. And he's done really well. Helgeson. And Hyde into the empty net. And now, having lost a man, they have lost a goal. Dyche. Mike Pullet scrambled across. The more this goes on, the more you think the first goal will be crucial. And Hyde's effort. Pullet makes a good save. Into the space for Smith. Helgeson and Vanatza have gone towards the middle. Smith drilled the ball right the way across and in. Now, did anybody touch it? I don't think they did. Smith opens the scoring. Woodhouse with the corner. McIntosh, 1-1. Rotherham again with headers just like the first game. And they're level. Moor's got a real spirit in this side. Swales! A header again. So to the Cup, a long journey north, one Premiership scalp in the bag, this time the bottom side in the top flight. Would the ray of light shine at Sunderland? And could Watford inflict a cup headache to go with the league headache already being suffered by Messrs Wilkinson and Cotterill, already staring down the barrel of relegation? Commentary from Sky Sports, Rob Hawthorne.
Steered through towards Kevin Phillips, who's onside here and misses. A great opportunity to register again against his old club there for Kevin Phillips. It's Cox with a free kick. Met by the head of Craddock, but the referee's pointed to the spot. A challenge on Helgeson he was unhappy about. And Mike Dean has pointed straight to the spot. Sunderland are furious. McAteer, Wright and Phillips go immediately to protest to the referee. Helgeson was sandwiched. There was an arm up from McAteer who was in front of him. There was a nudge in the back from Craddock. Which was the worst of the two challenges was seen by Mike Dean, known only to himself. But in spite of the protests, Watford have a massive opportunity here to cause an upset, and the responsibility for the penalty will lie with Tommy Smith. Shock all around the Stadium of Light as the penalty is awarded against Sunderland. Can Smith add to the gloom here? It's Tommy Smith, and it's saved! Sorensen denies Watford a lead, but the referee feels that the goalkeeper moved, and he's going to let them take it again. The controversy grows by the minute here. Gray, the Sunderland skipper, has taken his protest too far. Watford have passed up one opportunity from the spot. Take two for Tommy Smith. And this time he doesn't miss. It's shrouded in controversy, but Watford have the lead here and the opportunity of another upset against a Premiership side. Sorensen denied him with take one with his legs. Mike Dean insisted though on the retake, and this time there was no mistake. Proctor's corner. Craddock gets up for it, and Micah Hyde was the man standing just in front of the line who ensured that it came to nothing. Phillips, McAteer up to his right, Kevin Phillips, narrowly wide. Thornton's corner. Oh, headed back across his own goal by Robinson, and Proctor! What a save! That's a sensational stop from the former Sunderland man, Chamberlain. Looked as though it was just dropping in under the bar after Chamberlain's goal had been put under pressure really by his own man. Robinson had knocked it back across his own goal. Proctor's effort tipped over, and that could be absolutely vital. Here's El Karkouri. Back across once more. And Phillips was underneath it. And this time the header loops over. Doyley looking to play out the remainder of the game. And Watford are in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Another Premiership team bites the dust. Tommy Smith's twice taken penalty sees off Sunderland. More gloom at the Stadium of Light.
Opportunity now for the cross to come in from Darren Baisley. Chamberlain didn't get it right. Ardley didn't either. And it comes across and in from Junior. And Chamberlain won't be happy with that. Glass, nice control. Great ball, Helgeson. And Mr. Dependable can't deliver. Good run. Still going, Matthias, and in by Georges Letao. No way back for Watford now.
Do you think 2-0 was a bit harsh?
Probably. I thought that they deserved to win. You know, we gifted them the first goal, and up until then we probably had the better of the play and looked the more likely team to score. It's a difficult place to come. You know, they're a hard team to come here and beat. And if you gift them a goal, and then the second goal was a little bit of a gift as well. You know, it's on the edge of our own box from a corner, and we don't quite get a shot in or get it away, and they ran to the other end of the pitch and score. So disappointed, but we didn't really do enough to deserve to win the game, and credit to them, they did. But the positive side from us is, you know, we had 4 under-19s playing today. It gives them a taste of how hard it is.
Wolves are really going very well in the league, and this, as a third consecutive away match, was always going to be hard for Watford. And Chamberlain makes a very good stop. They come forward at will, and Watford really have to defend in numbers. Good save again by Chamberlain. And Neil Ardley did well with the follow-up clearance. Helgeson, keeper's off his line. Forced to scamper back, Matt Murray. Helgeson trying his luck. This is Ardley. Nielsen. Vanatsa. And in the end, Murray and defenders clear it. Hand. That's nice. And he's got there. It's Helgeson, and Watford lead. Great ball by Hand, and Helgeson on the end. Helgeson can also turn supply line, and Glass was on his right foot. Forest will always try and play football. Chamberlain's off his line. And this time wide from Darren Huckabee. Robinson didn't get it. Here's the chance. Good save by Chamberlain. Didn't get it. And the equalisers by Huckabee. Bad luck on the goalkeeper, but Huckabee in the right place at the right time. And off the woodwork this time. Watford riding their luck. Three days later, and with an upcoming FA Cup quarter-final in mind, Ray Lewington makes wholesale changes. And he's given the penalty. Sean Dyche used his hand, and referee Ross has pointed to the spot. Seemed a rather soft one, and it's Alexander. And it's 1-0 to Preston North End. Oh, Dyche on the goalkeeper. And we don't need this. Totally unnecessary. So Ross is just going to let things burn themselves out. Various peacemakers are in there as well. But he's got his second yellow card for the challenge on the goalkeeper. And Watford will complete the match with 10 men and with their captain on the night dismissed for 2 yellow cards. Cresswell. And this time, good save by Lee. McNamee's corner. And Ardley let fly. Gain plenty of players back, and now Eddie Lewis with the clearance. An opportunity for Cresswell. Big moment this for Richard Lee. Cresswell wide of the target as Lee closed it. So to one of those most memorable moments. Burnley in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. A First Division side certain of reaching the last 4. Could this Watford side boldly go where Ray Lewington had never gone before, to the semi-finals? Burnley arrived in their thousands. It was all yellow at Vicarage Road that day. The place packed, an atmosphere to savour. Could the match live up to it? Chances have been very much at a premium. Vanazza! And those that have come have not really troubled the goalkeepers. And he's taken him on this time. Ball in! So close, Helgason. Great cross from the left. Helgason between the 2 defenders. Didn't get the power that he wanted. In fact, I think he had rather longer than he thought. Shields the ball so well. Helgason going on. Beresford happy to see it going over. Corner results. Again, look at this. He shields it well and suddenly finds the space. Ian Cox gave him the yard, and the keeper made a good save. You can see Cox just standing off him a yard. And still players forward, and Smith! At last the deadlock is broken. And Tommy Smith, whose place has been in doubt right up to kick-off, has put Watford into the lead. with about a quarter of an hour to play. How they love it at the Rookery end. There's the corner. Burnley had the numbers, Marn making a nuisance, and Tommy Smith sweeping it home from no more than 4 yards. 1-0 to Ray Lewington's men. Marn did ever so well to control the ball, and Smith did the rest. I rather think he liked that. To paraphrase an eminent ex-member of this parish. Marn. Helgeson. Was he being held? Yes, he was. Cox is less than happy with Alan Wiley's decision. But it was the arm that appeared there, trying to wrestle him to the ground, that gave Mr. Wiley no real alternative. Now, Glass likes to hit them. Gale likes to hit them. So is it a gale warning for the Burnley back line? Or would it be the Flying Scot? Glass is shaping as though he's the one that's going to hit it. It is, and he's done it! Brilliantly done! You might have to question the goalkeeper's positioning, but do the thousands in yellow around this stadium care? Surely now, that's the passport to the semi-final. Secured by a man told this week he has no future at the club. If there's a large for sale board above his head, this video's going with it. Great strike. 2-0. He surely knows it now. They certainly do. Just a question of what Alan Wiley has on his watch for injuries and stoppages. Lewington prepares to celebrate. He and Terry Burton have masterminded a semi-final run, and Watford go into the last 4, 1 match away from the Millennium Stadium. Those 2 goals from Smith and Glass, and they'll all be raising a glass to the number 11 around Watford today. His free kick after Tommy Smith opened the scoring means Watford go marching on. And if I'd have said that to you when they were drawn away at Macclesfield in round 3, hands up all those who would have believed me. A club that's had more than its share of off-field headlines this season has the right sort of headlines on the pitch.
Terry, an amazing story. Watford through to the semi-finals.
Yes, yeah, we just said in there, you know, the fairy tales do come true, and that's you know, from what's happened this season. And for a first division club to get through the semis anyway, it's a great achievement.
You knocked on the door so many times. Did you think perhaps it was going to be a draw?
Yes, yeah, we had little stage there in the second half where, you know, we weren't sure whether or not we'd get the breakthrough, and we were preparing to make some substitutions as the goal went in.
I mean, in this cup run is built and built. Yeah. You started with a banana skin. Let's face it, Macclesfield away was in the awkward bin. To come and do it here and to see the celebrations at full time.
Yeah, it was great day for the club, and I think the people fancied us today. I think it was the earlier on, if you got beat from the Premiership team, maybe they think, well, you know, it could happen, but we were fancied today, and we had to get a win here today against the First Division team.
What's this done for the whole of the squad? Because if I'd have said to you the day the draw came out and you got Macclesfield away,
yeah,
you'll get to the semi-finals, would you have put your white coat in and removed me as being dangerous?
I think everybody hopes for a cup run. Every club's the same, but we've been lucky enough this year that we've done it through hard work, though, not luck, and a lot of good performances. So I've only played in one of them, so I'm lucky the lad's done well previously.
As good days go in football, in your distinguished career, how high up does this one rank?
Yeah, it's one of the top days I've had in my career. Exciting day, making another semi-final. So I think we thoroughly deserved today's victory. 2 great goals by Smudge and Stevie Glass in the end. So yeah, it's a great day for the club and the fans.
And how much more special you've done it here in front of the mass ranks of the Watford supporters?
Yeah, that does help. You know, the support was tremendous today. There's like a 12th man on the pitch. They helped to, you know, make the decisions easy by the ref in certain instances, and you know, we've dug out a great result.
Robinson. And that's a good header down. This is Marn. Great chance. Coyne makes the stop. And Watford have had their chances. And there's another one. Coyne at full stretch from Helgeson. Smith. And again, it's Helgeson. Must be desperate for the points, and that might be a big step towards them. It's a wonderful piece of skill by the player manager, Paul Groves. Cox. Helgeson. Now for Mann. Still going! And the woodwork denies him. Helgeson with a chance with a follow-up. And Roland Edge with an important block. Smith. Helgeson. This is Glass. Robinson scampers outside him. He goes the other way! And Helgeson's header doesn't cause Brown problems. Smith. Gillingham, so much in the epitome of their manager, but now they've got defending to do. Helgeson on a 1-against-1. And Jason Brown spread himself and stayed where he should. Essenthaler. And Shaw! Not the first time he scored against Watford. And Paul Shaw puts them in front. Noel Williams, chance, Noseworthy off the line. How crucial may that be?
Well, Terry, the programme notes of the manager are all about you taking your chances, and it was a classic case where you spurned a lot of them.
Yeah, it's been the story of our last few games, really. I don't think we could have asked too much more of the players in terms of their effort and their creativity. You know, it's you need to put your chances away. I think we had probably 12 shots at goal, and 4 of them were, you know, really sort of banged on goal-scoring chances. And then we've got sloppy at a corner, and we've been punished. So, you know, you get these little spells in football. We just got to keep the belief, keep you know, making the chances, creating the chances, and you know, sooner or later we'll put some away.
Stoke fighting for their lives, of course. And Hyde has handled, and the referee's given a penalty. Now, it did seem fairly needless. Extra with the chance then. And Stoke City have the lead. Helgeson. It's the highest of the afternoon. And Cook. And off the line. Cook again. Shown up very brightly so far. This is Hyde. And this time the woodwork denies Watford. Noel Williams back in. Hoekstra. That's a magnificent goal. That's a wonderful strike by Peter Hoekstra. And Stoke City double their lead. Glass. There's the cross this time. And Helgeson gets one back. And so to 5 away games in a row, including a cup semi-final. First stop, Hillsborough. He had plenty forward. This is Vanatza. And Smith. And it's 1-0. Vanatza's shot deflected, and Smith takes full advantage. Wednesday desperate for the points. It's amazing to think this stadium could be playing second division football next season. And Chamberlain denies them that equaliser. Plenty forward in this attack. Owusu and Chamberlain, and he's given the penalty. Lee Bradbury then. 1-1. 20 minutes into the second half. And Norville has done well. He's still going. Superb goal by Jason Norville. First goal, and what a way to open your account. All Watford have to do is defend this, so Maddox has made it 2-2. 4 minutes on my watch of stoppage time played, and Wednesday have rescued a point. A week before the cup semi-final, a third match against Burnley. Only a few said, yes sir. Oh, lucky few. And Wayne Brown has put Watford in front from the corner. Header from Ardley's spot kick. Burnley's defensive record is, to say the least, modest. Blake this time, and Taylor! 1-1. 14 minutes gone. Burnley level. Raymond very much involved down the right. And Watford are back in front. And it's Micah Hyde who got a touch to make it 2-1. Cox! It's 3-1. Natives are in restless mood. And again at the long ball, and this time it's Chopra. He's opened his account for the club, and it's 4-1. And listen to the Burnley reaction. Burnley playing surely for their pride. And over the line and in. And I think Steve Davis got the touch that mattered. It's been an extraordinary match already, and we've not even reached half-time. There's the ball back in by Ian Moore. And it's 4-3. And this time there is no doubt it is Gareth Taylor. Incredible stuff. Again, well worked. Vanatza. Chopra! It's 5! Unbelievable! 5 minutes to half-time, and Watford lead by 5-3.
Anybody that got 0-0 in the golden goal has known their feet for a long time here. Final moments of the first half, and Taylor's through! A first half hat-trick for the Burnley striker, and his team are still behind. Davis's clearance. Taylor still going, and Chamberlain has to make the save and does so. And this time it again was for Chamberlain to clear from nowhere. He's having to earn his money as Burnley throw everything forward. Ardley, keeper's come, hasn't got, and Chopra has completed his hat-trick, and it's 6-4. At least I think it is. Incredible scenes. This was supposed to be a quiet afternoon. Chopra! Good block by Marlon Beresford. Vanatza. Lots of good stuff being played by both sides. Chance here for Chopra. 7-4. 4 goals for Chopra. Don't think anybody's done that since Blissett, but it's been the most extraordinary afternoon you will ever see.
Well, now I know the result, I'll sit back and really enjoy it. But on the day, I have to say what probably was magnificent entertainment for any neutral in the ground was a heart-stopping 90 minutes for, no doubt, both Stan and myself. I've got to say is that some of the goals, although you could pick pieces, but a lot of the goals was very good finishing, and it was a freak game. I've never been involved in a game like that before.
Palinko's clearance, and Lee had to go flying across his goal. Did so well, the effort from Danny Butterfield. Cook. That's well done again. Cook drilled across, no Williams over. Cook's corner. And Hunt, it's gone in off his own player. It's an own goal by David Hunt. Throwing everything forward. And Lee makes a really good interception when it mattered.
Well, tonight was a particularly pleasing result for us, obviously because of the quite a few changes in the side and a lot of young players in the team. And I think they did tremendously well. Putting together the team as well. A lot of them would have obviously trained with each other, but not probably played together as a team. But I thought Lee Cook was outstanding in the first half. He created a lot of problems down, for them down our left side, and defended very well when he had to as well. His all-round game was very good. Richard Lee in goal. Didn't have a lot of saves to make, but his distribution was good and his reading of situations. But you look around the team, and it's very pleasing. It's a nice situation for Ray and the club. When you've got a lot of players that show the desire that they show to actually want to win the game.
How's the atmosphere in Watford in the build-up to Sunday?
The supporters have been fantastic all season. They've been excellent, and it's just great that they've got an occasion now where they can go to and get their scarves and their hats and their banners out and really go there, enjoy the day, make it a good atmosphere, and we'll all keep our fingers crossed that we get the right result.
The FA Cup road had begun with snow round the pitch at Macclesfield. Via Vicarage Road, the Stadium of Light, and Vicarage Road again. 2 Premiership scalps claimed and not a goal conceded. 1 game to go. It was Southampton at Villa Park and the semi-final. sets of supporters have been happily mingling, enjoying picnics. Now they can digest this team sheet with Tommy Smith only on the bench as Ray Lewington prefers Michael Chopra in attack. And it's a bench roll too for Alan Nielsen, wide for Southampton, Paul Jones replacing the injured Antti Niemi in goal. They weren't expecting Marian Pahars up front. He isn't in their 16. Well, you can't get a coach for love nor money if you want to go on the outing to some tourist attraction around either Watford or Southampton today. They're here in their thousands. Footballers present, footballers and managers past. Graham Taylor, our manager here, of course, sitting in the media gantry. And the balloon salesmen have had a field day. The scene of Watford's 84 semi-final triumph against Plymouth Argyle. A first experience for virtually all of the Southampton players. For several Watford men, it isn't. It is for this man, Ray Lewington. And a landmark day for this man. 750 not outs in the Starts League. One of the biggest days in his exceptional career. The last time these two teams met in cup competitions, it was Southampton who conceded a cricket score. And Watford know these early minutes will be crucial. Touch was by Svensson. Robinson. Hyde. Midfield is the area where Southampton will look to make physical superiority count. James Beattie chasing through. Be quite pleased with the way it's gone so far, I would think. Not shouting. This atmosphere. Surprised anybody can hear anything without a megaphone. Ardley's free kick. And this time it was Helgeson who got the header. The closest Watford have come. Ardley across, Helgeson back. Great stop by Paul Jones. Bridge. James Beattie, the target man, always dangerous. Quality on that cross though. Beattie jumped well. Bridge, England, Beattie, so hopeful to be of England. Svensson and Lundekvarn working hard at the back. Now a chance for Chopra. We've not seen much of him going forward. He's been well marshalled. And Southampton with numbers forward. Telfer just began his career at Luton. There's the effort. The final ball over the top from Fernandes. Helgeson. Hyde. Robinson, Helgeson again, Hyde, and Robinson! Anybody know the man in the middle? And there, the under-hit pass by Cox, and Beattie so quick. See it again. Just misjudged it. Beattie got the effort. Into the target. Only with Blackburn, James Beattie. Now, Again combining well. It was Anders Svensson. And now for Marsden in, and Chamberlain can't stop it from Ormerod. And in the final minute of the first half, Southampton have the lead. Watford have really raised their game in the second half. Ardley. And Glass! Oh, was that his hand or the woodwork? Very close. Stephen Glass's header was Neil Ardley's cross. Now Glass gets a header, and it looked to me, see it better from this angle, it was the woodwork. With Jones' hand as well. And they've also got to go forward, and they don't give it away, which is what they've done. Now the opportunity, Beattie arriving in the middle, and it's there. But I think it's gone in off Robinson. I don't think it's Beattie's goal. My initial reaction is he didn't touch it. She's gone forward. So to Marn, so to Helgeson, so to Gale, so to Cook. Ardley's corner, and Gale has put it in. What a time to get your first of the season, and suddenly it is no straight passage to Cardiff for the Saints. There's the ball in, it's a looping header. They even had the defender on the line, Matt Oakley, but he could do nothing about it. Suddenly, it's the Southampton fans who want that full-time whistle. Have Watford time for one last onslaught. This has got to go in the box. Mike Riley looks at his watch. Watford's cup dream is over. Forward in this attack, and in the end just about cleared, but maybe not. And Jorgensen, Bradford in front. Free kick. Right, it was. Rolling up their sleeves and battling. Hyde. And the bounce favoured Helgeson, who's made it 1-1. This next couple of minutes up to half-time. Dyche across! And the referee's given a penalty. He's given a penalty for the challenge by Sean Dyche. Puts Bradford back in front. That's it. Glass. Chopra! Wonderful goal. Glass across. Look at this, first time. Splendid strike. Derby really come to battle. Burton in and off the bar. Really their luck, and who says they don't deserve it? Vanazza. It's a young side really wanting this. Kincladze. And another good save by Lee from Fabrizio Ravanelli. away. Robinson. And there is another effort just wide from Chopra. Really wanting to impress. This is Chopra's home debut. This has been the way the fixtures have been stacked. How come Watford only lead 1-0? His colleagues must be thinking. Fitzgerald leaves it now. Might be an opportunity for the arriving Neil Ardley. It's over now for sure. Brighton and they have to win. It's a nice ball through as well. And Blackwell! 13 minutes played. And they have the lead. And that's gone in as well. And it's Paul Kitson this time. And the Watford defence going AWOL. Watford will be glad when the final whistle comes, as Bobby Zamora makes it 3. This will prolong the lifeline. And Charlie Oatway completes the rout. It's been a horrible day for Watford and their fans. 4-0. And he forced it well in, and the goal is by Rougier. In the right place at the right time. Ardley, now Smith. Watford need to get something back quickly. Just to test goalkeeper Hanneman. Reading really playing with a determination, and Henderson doubles the lead. Darius Henderson makes it 2. At least there is the one game to come on Sunday. As Cureton completes it with the 3rd goal. So to the finale. A season of financial problems, cup runs, highs and lows. Could it at least end in style? And they've got the opportunity here. McCall! Richard Lee racing across his goal. Norville. This is Hand. Good advantage played by Andy Hall. And Fitzgerald. A big day for the young man. And he tested Gary Kelly. Gale. Nielsen back in, and finally Neil Cox gets it. It's taken just over the hour, but Watford are ahead. Gale's not back. Nielsen, how they'd love that to have gone in. But Neil Cox did enough. Well, you wonder about Neil Cox's goal. His future is still uncertain. This is Norville, and Fitzgerald is in acres of space to his right. And he went on with both Fitzgerald and Hand well placed. McNamee's corner. And somehow it stayed out the first time, but didn't the second from Scott Fitzgerald. His first goal in a Watford shirt. Nielsen being cheered every time he plays the ball. Fitzgerald again. We've really warmed to him. He'll have a second goal. Norville Sheffield United just want the final whistle. Their mind clearly on the playoffs. McNamee, Watford would love a third goal. And Fitzgerald again, blocked by the goalkeeper. A win for the last day by 2-0. Thoughts of the future with Scott Fitzgerald on the score sheet. Plenty to look forward to. One summer on from when the future looked more than somewhat questionable. And farewell to an immensely popular ambassador of the highest class for his sports. 60 points, an FA Cup semi-final. Who wouldn't have settled for that on day one? Time to acknowledge the specials of the season. First, a man widely respected by his peers, who passed 750 appearances, Alec Chamberlain. A Lifetime Achievement Award. All that was missing was a little red book. And so, to the contenders for Goal of the Season. the Scottish rocket that finally saw off Burnley in the Cup, won it for Stephen Glass. Wins too for Danny Webber for that wonderful display in the Bank Holiday Monday rout of Coventry City. And Young Player of the Year was difficult, so much talent, but in the end, one man was a hand ahead of the others. Most coveted award of all, Player of the Season. Here are the contenders. But the winner, and a popular one too, this one's voted by the fans, Marcus Gale. But his wasn't the final trophy at Vicarage Road. There was one more, most welcome, but most unexpected, it has to be said, for Watford's reserves. In Nigel Gibbs' first season in charge, it came down to this. Beat West Ham at Vicarage Road, and Watford were the champions. This is Ashley Young. And the deflection, right the way across. And Trent McClanahan, well pleased. Header back across was by Elliot Godfrey. Now an opportunity taken by Jason Norville. So midway through the first half, and Watford are in front. Norville, good first touch, good finish. And the block from Sean Burns' effort. Well caught by Richard Lee. He's had a season he won't forget. Now another opportunity. Norville on his way. Completes the robbery, the chance. Played for Lee Cook. Final ball over. Firm header by Ben Hurd. This is Fiskin. Nigel Gibbs. So long, so essential a part of Watford's team and club. A trophy in his first season on the coaching staff. More than 4,000 turned up to watch it. And they enjoyed every moment, especially as captain Sam Swanell stepped forward to receive a coveted trophy.
Nigel, Jason, Sam, great night for Watford, great night to be involved in. You never forget one like that, Nigel.
No, that's right, and the boys have done tremendously well all season, and to cap it off with the championship tonight was a fantastic achievement, and very proud of them, and obviously delight for the club as well.
Great crowd as well, 4,500 for reserve team game. You must have enjoyed that support from the first whistle to the last.
That's right, they really got behind the lads. I'm sure a lot of the lads who haven't played in the first team haven't played in front of such a big crowd, so it was great for them. They responded, and I thought we played well tonight at times, and I thought we deserved the victory. Rode our luck a little bit, but really pleased for the boys, especially that we won the trophy tonight.
Jason, you scored the all-important goal. What do you remember about it?
I just saw Gal get the ball at the edge of the box, pulled off my man, and he's done well to pick me out, and luckily I had a good touch and struck it.
Sam, not a bad season to end up picking a trophy up as captain.
That's a great way to end the season, to have all the fans here as well, and to have a good performance and to win. It's brilliant, just caps the season brilliant.
What does it say about the setup at Watford that a team, a club like Watford at reserve team level, we're competing against Arsenal and Tottenham and West Ham, and yet we've come out on top at the end of a really tough season?
I think it shows a lot about the spirit throughout the club, the good setup, the management, and also the attitude of the players throughout the club. It's brilliant all the way through.
And as they celebrated, time for some final thoughts on a season to remember.
Marcus Gale, player of the season, and I think there was everyone inside this ground when he was given that award shouted amen to that.
Yeah, well, Marcus got us out of bother, you know, the boys that went Vega, Garley, Pereyra, you know, all central defenders. We were left with Coxey, and we hoped to get Sean Dyche. But I'd already spoken to Marcus just to see what his thoughts were, because last season when I went over and refereed some games for Luca, Marcus was usually at the back. And I just mentioned it to him coming into a couple of pre-season games, would you be willing just to play there, just to see how it goes? And he did. And I think at first it showed a little bit that it wasn't quite used to the position, but there were signs, you know, there were good signs, and I decided to go with the three of them to start the season. And it looked one of them decisions where he'd done all right and he was going to be okay to fill in for us. And then really when we signed Wayne Brown, really, and it was the Bradford game. I remember the game where we beat Bradford 1-0 with a late penalty, but Marcus was phenomenal that game and played really well. and from there on in to the end of the season was outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
And finally, people will obviously put this season down with some wonderful highs and lows, and there have been all sorts of well-chronicled problems. As you take stock, as you come to the end of your first year in charge and you look forward, how confident are you for the future?
Well, our financial problems won't go away. You know, the financial situation hasn't really eased, but it's manageable now. It's we are still, you know, not a healthy club in terms of financially. In terms of attitude and the spirit about the place, we're a big club. You know, there's lots of things going for us. We might have some tough times ahead. There might be things, but as long as we've got the spirit with the fans and the players together, and everyone working as hard as we can, it doesn't matter how financially poor we are. We can get over that as long as all the players give 100% all the time. And I really do feel that will be the case, and as long as we got that, and I don't think Watford supporters, to be honest, as long as they get a team out on the pitch giving their all, that's all they can ask of as well. And we'd have to accept mistakes. We know that, you know, other clubs might have more talent, but we hope that we can cover over any cracks that we got with big hearts, and I think we can do that.
Well, I know this video was good, so if you like this, you'll definitely like this one.